Okay folks, I'm King Blacktooth. Welcome to the location test mod for Dhalsim. So before I get started, his delayed wake up and red focus attack have different changes to the rest of the cast because of new information. So hopefully you'll watch those. And I may go back and change the others. Obviously the more characters I put out, harder it is to go back and change everyone to match. But I'll get round to doing so. So first off we have delayed wake up. So two sources have now told me it's 11 frames, not 19, which was just a guess on my part. So if I stay on the ground for 11 frames, it misses me completely. Although 11 frames isn't actually very much, so let's theorise if I did it a bit later, like so I hit him on the top of the head, that now maybe if I stay delayed, it will hit me just a bit more meaty instead. Okay, that missed me because it seemingly went out the back of my hitbox. Okay, that one didn't. So let's delay it and move back. Seems to work if I delay it and move back, but this is all a bit analog. that's very strange. Let's try it again. Different setup because it is analog. You know, it's not a dead cert type thing. So that hit him about the chest. Let's try again. Okay. So I avoided that one still. And last time, let's try something else. So that hit him about the upper chest. Okay, that one still hit me. So varying degrees. Obviously her thing is more analog than some characters, but hers is going to turn into a soft knockdown anyway. But it's quite interesting. I mean, it still hits me, but maybe I can do delayed wake up, reversal. It worked. I mean, I didn't autocorrect. Let's see if I can. There, I did autocorrect, but she didn't get caught by it. So there's tons of stuff. You know, it's not a dead cert. You have to sort of play around with that. I have done this before. Tested that sort of delayed wake up reversal, and I was able to get her with the breath. But obviously, I must have did the setup a little bit slower or something. A teeniest bit different, and I was able to catch her. So it's very varied with Ibuki at least. So have a test with that. That would be pretty interesting to see. And the next thing is his red focus attacks. So it's medium punch, medium kick, and heavy kick. Put them all together and it looks like so. So pretty godly. I don't know why, it just reminds me of Black and White or something. But the same rules apply. Level 1 doesn't crumple. Maximum level does, and they're the only two levels it's got. But this time it comes out the same speed as a normal focus attack. Okay? Because from any of the location tests, anytime they used it, it seemingly was the same speed, so that's what it is now. It costs 2 meter bars to use, but now it absorbs 32 hits, okay? So that's unlimited absorptions, hopefully. You know, you shouldn't get any more than 32. That's non-armor breaking or not a grab. If you FADC into it, then it can crumple on level 1 or maximum level. Maximum level is unblockable, but level 1 is not, so they can block, as you saw. It costs all your meter bars and can absorb 0 hits. Now, as you can see, the animation when I release is the same speed on FADC red focus. So only harder hitting normals will be able to connect. So back heavy punch will work, or harder hitting special moves like yoga fire, I think that is. Okay, so quite a few changes there to both of those mechanics. So now the Dhalsim changes. We have the first one is a bit crazy. I don't know what I am, but I'm definitely it. So standing medium kick is 2 hits, so that is now 2 hits. So basically it's an armor breaker now, which is crazy. You thought Adon's one was bad. Bloody hell, this is crazy. Now what I've done here, because it wasn't stated, I've split the active frame. So it was 23 to 28, but now it's 23 to 25, 25 to 28. Okay, so I just split it in half. That's normally how they go, those things. The damage has now been changed, so instead of 60 it's 40-30, so it actually got 10 damage increase as well. So instead of 60 total, it's 70 total, 40-30. and the stun, instead of being 100, is now 200, so quite a big buff there as well. That seems like a really powerful thing. Now, as you can see there, the hitbox has not changed. I didn't change the hitbox, I just duplicated it, so they're both, you know, max screen, because it could meaning actually be supposed to hit like Sagat's standing heavy kick, where one hits on the knee and then one hits, you know, at the end of the foot. So I don't know if that's the way, because that would make it a little bit more reasonable of a change, because this is crazy to me. But quite a few changes there, and they're all buffs, and it looks to be a very strong move indeed. The next thing is standing medium punch is now 9 frames startup instead of 10, which is nice. And hit stun and block stun is -1, so less chance you're going to be able to combo out of it, which you can't do anyway, I don't think. And, you know, on block stun they can start walking around 1 frame faster. Next thing is standing heavy punch is now 80 damage instead of 75, and +1 frame advantage on hits. So, you know, keeps them there for a little bit, one frame longer, which is always nice, but not really that useful, apart from if you want to get away, you can walk maybe a fraction of a toe speed back a little bit. Next thing is 4 light kick, so 4 would be back light kick, is now 40 damage instead of 30. And 4 medium kick, pushback is reduced, so pushback on hit and block is reduced. I reduced this by just a fraction, about -2. Okay, so just reduced pushback. And 4 heavy kick is now 100 damage. Okay, so that's 100 damage now instead of 90. So the light yoga blast, that'll be that. Now got a smaller hurt box. So what I've done here is plus 0.03 on the X. So I've shifted it to the right, or forward should I say, and minus 0.06 to the width. So what's that done is shaved off 0.03 off both the forward and back. So it's just a little bit slimmer, and minus 0.05 off the height. So it's a little bit lower as well, because it wasn't specified else. So just a little slimmer most of the way around it, apart from the bottom. Medium kick yoga blast, which is that one, medium kick, is now 14 frame startup instead of 15, so a little bit easy to anti-air, you know, a little bit 1 frame. EX yoga blast is now 90-60 damage instead of 90-50, so 10 damage increase, like this. So it does 150 now. And also it's a soft knockdown. As you can see, she's getting up as fast as possible, so that's a big deal. I think soft knockdown, anything to do with hard or soft knockdowns, is a significant buff. And the hitbox has been expanded forward, so I've expanded it by 0.1, so a little bit. So that's kind of where it is now, about there, as you can see. And we now have Yoga Flame, EX Yoga Flame to be more precise. Let's push her out a bit. He's a very floaty man, isn't he? Okay, EX Yoga Flame, that one. Now does 70-70 instead of 50-70. And its hitbox got expanded forward by about 0.1 as well. Actually, it was 0.07, sorry. So it reaches, you know, about that is probably the limit, because anything else will hit, because it did seem like the flame wasn't hitting when it was kind of in them like that, and it's still the case really, but increased it by 0.07, a bit more reasonable. So lastly, we have his Ultra 2 throw range has been increased. Now it wasn't specified, so I've increased the width by 0.1 and its height by 0.05. Okay, so it should be, I mean, that was probably able to get her anyway, so it's hard to sort of test, but it's got an increased width and increased height, so it should be a little bit easier to grab into them height wise as well. So there are all the Dhalsim changes, which is he's been buffed quite a bit. I mean, I find Dhalsim to be an annoying character to face, but that's just his style, of course. I mean, you know, everyone does, but with that one, I just see him being absolutely crazy, and some pretty good changes all around, I think. Not much in the way of, he's not going to play significantly different apart from that. You know, that's going to be a nice move to have. But apart from that, just damage increase pretty much across the board. and a couple of frame things which don't really matter, I don't think, for Dhalsim. But I may be wrong. Don't play him. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. So when you want to install my mod, you need to download the mod in the download link in the video, and then extract the file. You'll have your character name changes, so a nice readme to let you know what I've changed and how I changed it, and installation instructions if you don't want to listen to me. And you'll have a character name.bac and character name.bcm. So the next thing you need to do is find your Capcom directory, because your Super Street Fighter 4 files will be in there. Mine's in the C drive in program files, but if you bought it on Steam, it'll probably be in your Steam directory somewhere. So you go in to Super Street Fighter 4. Now you've got some patch 1.07 and patch 1.06. You need to find the one with your most up-to-date character. For example, if we were doing Sagat, his most up-to-date one would be in 1.07, as well as Ryu, Yuri, Dudley, DJ and Cody. But most characters are in 1.06. The character I'm doing is in there, and most characters are. I'll mention it if it's in 1.07. So you go in, and then you go into Battle, Regulation, Latest AE, and then you find the character we're doing. I'm doing Bison, which has got the name Vega at the moment. And so you'll have the character name.bac, character name.bcm. And all you need to do is, I recommend making a backup and copying those files in and rename them original, just so you got them as backup. And then you just copy over my ones into there, and that'll allow you to play as my modded version in arcade mode, training mode and versus mode. So you can have some fun. If you've got local friends to play with, you could update two characters that I do and then fight against each other with the new changes. That would be quite interesting. Anyway, so thanks for watching, and I hope that has helped.